Eve.
Like Ali. Shaking in a wheelchair.
Oh man, we recording, man.
Oh, this is the new one? Let's hear it. Let's go. We'll let you know if it's ass or not, too. Why so peaceful?
Not no more. Yeah, new beat for the podcast. Yeah, new beat for the podcast. Yeah.
Niggas told me he got scared stiff. I had the motherfucker sit like Blair Witch. Yo, not gonna lie, man. 7 out of 10. That was a fire beat. It started off shaky, but that drop was.
Y'all viewers, man, one of y'all gonna make a TikTok dance.
I say,
Black
yo,
podcast intro beat.
Big Glocks, air clips, tears drop. The ending of Blair Witch.
Yo, swell. Yo, man,
that clip is fucking disgusting too. Why did they put that in the movie?
I don't know why they did that.
His nose hair is all in the shit. Like,
oh my god.
Hey man. Another episode of the Real Rap Coalition podcast. The Big 50. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this 50?
Big 50. Say it right. Big 50.
Fuck Big Lordy Lord.
But yeah, man. We 2 weeks away from a year, man. This shit crazy. I'm just thinking of this shit like we really 2 weeks from a year, bro.
Wow, this really the 50th. Sheesh.
But yeah, man. Blair Witch Project, you know what I'm saying? But before we get in all that, introduce everybody. My name is Black Ass Roots.
My name is Bob Ass Celeste. You can follow me on Bandcamp, bobceleste.bandcamp.com for new music. Man, this is my movie, man. Let's talk about it, man. Let's go.
Jesse, I want you to know if you watching, I love you. Please holler at me.
This nigga on his knees and shit. Fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck up. I'm hollering at a white woman right now. Shooting at a white woman. Leave me alone.
I am Fushi Gore assholes. Pause.
What?
What?
I am Fushi Gore assholes.
Pause. That before he said it. But he
what
said he
just,
got assholes in his name.
Assholes. Pause.
Hey man, it's art, man.
Bro, you gotta stop having that bland. Never mind.
Let that man do it.
It's bland ass art.
Let him say. He said his name. He introduced himself.
He just lost the battle. No meat. Like nobody.
Oh my god.
Nobody's trying to rub it in.
You have to put that out there, bro.
Hey, Paul.
Yo,
it's bland ass art, like finger paintings.
Wait. Finger paintings are iconic though. Never mind.
They like bland as hell.
But they like regular as fuck
compared to other art.
Shit, man.
That's what he told you, art in the battle, some shit like that.
That's probably what Buddy
I got art on my hands like I'm finger painting.
Crazy.
Hey yo,
probably said some trash that shit like that, and they broke the building.
Or put my hands on art like I'm finger painting. Does that work better? Yeah, he fucked you up, Art. Ain't gonna
I'm not gonna go into this subject.
He
just
fucked
know
you
it's
up,
real
man.
bad.
He fucked you up, bro.
Yo, man, let's just drop this right now, son. Because there's a work of art we need to talk about. It's the Blair Witch Project.
Oh my god, he died.
Stop. We gotta. Because what I'm about to talk about is scary art, Blair Witch.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hey, you might have died.
Yeah, that was fire, Luna. I like that.
Nigga died.
Stop. I need help to get out this loop right now, son.
I'm just saying, this shit is horror roots, Blair Witch.
Hey, they gonna be digging you up. That's the artifact. Oh my god, you smoked you, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
Yo, man, all right, bro. Blair Witch Project. This is Luno's pick, so I'm gonna let him first. Why exactly did you pick this movie?
It's horror season. We doing the October shit. We watching a lot of scary and quote unquote scary movies. Evil. So I felt like we had to take a movie that a lot of people actually consider scary. which is the Blair Witch Project. It's an unconventional film, and I like bringing unconventional films or films that make us question our assumptions about how movies are done and shit. So, you know, I had to come through, you know, after bringing y'all shit like Shutter Island and shit, right? You know, I had to come through with the Blair Witch, man. The shit has some questions that it raises. Things aren't as they seem. There's probably a lot to talk about, man. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get
It's
into
spooky season. Spooky
Real
season.
quick, I know this was my first time watching it. Was this anybody else first time watching this?
Yes.
Fuck no. Oh,
John, you seen this shit like a lot?
I've seen this shit probably like 30 times, bro. My dad, every time I put that shit on, hey, look, every time my dad put that shit on, and my dad be like, "Hey, mijo, this is based on true story, mijo. They never found these people again. They all died." I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into.
So,
Gullible as hell.
Background
Hey,
on
I
the
believe
story
it.
is that this was originally an independent film that was presented at Sundance. Them niggas told the motherfuckers at the film festival that it was actually found footage when they showed it to people.
Hold on a
That's
second,
fucked up.
because it goes deeper than that. Pause. I literally, after the movie was over, I like read about, bro, this was like the first movie to go about. They set up an online website. They created missing posters of motherfuckers
Wow.
and handed them out at places. They had
They clickbaited niggas.
They had actors
That's
dress
fucking
up
fire, dog.
as cops and as news people, and they put out like, you know, news reports and whatnot about these missing people and whatnot. For the first year of the movie, on IMDb, they had the actors listed as missing, possibly dead.
Hey, so let me say something then. I gotta
the bit, dog.
That's fine.
I gotta apologize to my father real quick, because I always thought he was a bitch for saying that shit to me and lying to me. But in reality, he was lied to himself. So that nigga was telling me the truth, his truth. So hey, my bad, Pop. Salute, man. You the GOAT, man. Go ahead.
Aren't you here with him right now?
Damn, I was gonna say
No.
salute to Papa John. That's the pizza place.
Salute to Papa John, man. You already know.
It's a piece of
Uh-huh.
Who else? You
Holy,
you
a little
seen this hoe
Caesar.
before?
Nah, never. Like I tried to watch the
Ain't you the horror guy?
This is what you niggas gotta understand. Just cause a nigga watch horror movies, that don't mean I seen every fucking one of them hoes, bro.
The iconic ones?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would assume that.
Okay, you niggas is all battle rap niggas. Y'all seen every battle before?
Yes, every single one.
I'm not a battle rap nigga. I'm a nigga that battle raps. It's a difference.
No, y'all have not.
Probably the iconic ones.
Fuck out of here. You seen every Thesaurus battle?
You asked the wrong one. I probably have, low key.
Mm.
You
asked the white battle rapper if he's seen another white battle rapper.
Yeah, you
like
asked
the
wrong.
Hey, what rapper did you say?
Did you watch your hero in this battle?
I might
Did he say Thesaurus?
Thesaurus battles, low key.
Well, you black, Pujols. So I mean, duh.
Well, what about you? You seen every Thesaurus battle?
Fuck no.
Okay, so why the
Well,
fuck?
look,
That
whether-
nigga
whether-
said,
movie?
fuck no, nigga.
Hold it down, man. Whether you've seen this shit or not, yo, there's some shit going on in this fucking movie, man. They did some shit. It's about an hour and 30. It's under an hour and 30, man.
The shortest movie so far, man.
Yeah, I think it is the shortest movie.
That
This movie is exactly 81 minutes.
That was an hour 20, and that bitch, like 5 to 10 minutes of that was the credits. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to sit through just a long ass
Now, Poole
movie.
says that it's ass, yo. So I think that's a perfect way of us getting into this movie, man. I'm not about to give no plot summary or whatever. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. All right.
Facts. Spoiler alert. Hold on.
Spoiler
Gotta do
alert.
this real quick. Spoiler alert. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Please share with your friends. Leave a comment down below if you fuck with this movie. If you've never seen
Facts,
it,
nigga. Unless you a bitch, don't comment or like us, faggot ass nigga. Go ahead.
Whoa,
let's go.
Started
Crash out episode.
He must be drunk.
Nope.
If you look at
I meant to say homosexual ass N-word. Go ahead.
Let's go.
Wait, I seen a message in the side
Hey,
chat. It
shout
made
out
me
to
laugh
all
just because I didn't know what it
partners.
meant.
Shout out all my gay niggas before we start.
Hell.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out all them gee niggas. You feel me? Niggas say gee. That shit is crazy, Paul. I'm not gonna lie.
No cap, Art. I got you, man. I hear you. These niggas are tripping.
You don't.
Son.
But yo. So
no, hold on. I want to
actually-
ask Pools
go
why
ahead,
he
go ahead.
thinks his ass, bro. Like, let's just walk it through. What are some of the things this movie did that was asked to you?
Oh man, absolutely fucking boring. Just
This
walking through the fucking woods for 45 minutes without nothing happening. Oh man, I lost the map. Well, you didn't lose the map. I kicked the map into the woods. into the
Okay,
lake.
let me ask you a question though, Pulls. Look at real quick. Like, say you lost in the woods, right? Not only that, like for me personally, I'm gonna get anxiety, nigga. I'm gonna be like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Not only do you like leave a tracker to where you first were, right? But you walk straight the opposite direction and you end up back where the fuck you were. You're not gonna trip out?
Oh, I'm gonna trip the fuck out.
Yeah,
But
that shit's scary enough.
it's like
Okay, so
it's
like
like
Yeah.
I want to give KTL some credit right now, man.
Go ahead.
yeah,
Let's go back a couple months ago to the Big Lebowski.
woo!
I'm sure
Wow.
it was absolutely amazing in that time, but you got all of these other movies that come after it that does it so much better.
Mm.
This is
Yeah.
ass.
And I was about
Paranormal
to say,
Activity
like,
smoking this shit, bro.
this movie
Well,
was.
I mean,
This movie was
so
I'm
that's
I don't
sorry
think
that I
anybody
didn't see it
questions
in
that.
'99. I
Yeah,
apologize.
really,
yeah,
real
no,
quick,
no.
real
I don't
quick.
think anybody questions that.
It's
So
just, bro,
I was actually gonna mention Paranormal Activity. I can see,
it's
which
not
is
close.
crazy because no, it's not close at all. However, I feel like
hold on, I don't know.
the
Hold on.
inspiration that they got from this movie, they did a lot with, and they only really took the camera POV shit, and then the last 10 minutes. Because the last 10 minutes is where the most spooky shit happened.
I
And you
like
don't
the
even
last 2
see
minutes.
a majority of the spooky shit. Like the last 10 minutes, I'm not gonna lie to you, if they put like 10 minutes of the beginning and then the last 10 minutes, this is the most fire short film I've ever fucking seen.
Okay,
Not to say everything in the middle is bullshit. However, I can definitely see I definitely noticed the sounds that they pulled from this movie to use in Paranormal
Yeah,
Activity, and they kind of
the
broadened it
prestige.
with.
My bad.
No, go ahead, Art.
The prestige of this movie is like 90% carried about what y'all was saying earlier about this being they promoting it as something that may have happened in real life and shit. Like
well,
if they just said this is like a if they automatically say yeah this is a fake film we just put this out it wouldn't be I don't think it would have been this iconic.
I give them
this is gonna be the episode where I guess I'm gonna have to play the devil's advocate.
Like we can
On
make
this
this ourselves
episode.
with our phones.
Not
We can make this
necessarily
movie right now
KTO,
with
but
our
we'll get
phones.
into it.
No, because Luno, I think that like I think and it's because I can see like myself doing the same thing. But I think that our perspective of this movie is based off of the like looking at it the wrong way. And I think a lot of people do that, right? The actual Blair Witch aspect of it, whether you want to believe it's a person, a demon, a monster, whatever you want to believe that it is, right? That is only about 30% of the fear factor of the movie, right? I think that the thing that if you look at it, you know, the subtle nuance of the whole movie is more so kind of like John was saying earlier, right? Like motherfuckers go out there, you know, you go out there and get lost in the woods and you know what I'm saying, you feel like you being hunted by some shit, you know, over the course of time you realize like how fucked you are and that just existential dread sets in of the realization that I am going to die out here. This is the last thing you know that my existence will be is this fear
Sure,
and you know uncomfort and whatnot
sure.
and it's all a result of my own actions and my own
No, I don't
mistakes
disagree. I don't disagree
and
with
I
that. But
think that that's where the
what
anxiety probably comes in like with the found
what you and
footage thing, you know.
Puos is talking about here exactly is like I think two sides of the coin you can be on, because I think Puos was saying that this shit was boring for a lot of the movie, right? I think it's whether or not you watch this movie and the dialogue was good for you. Like if you didn't like seeing like the interactions between them while they were losing their mind and you were just looking for like the entity to do some shit, I feel like this movie will lose you. But if you do enjoy seeing the aspect where you know the mental breakdown over time, their fear of the unknown, if you can identify with their fear of the unknown, I feel like this movie is a little bit more powerful for you.
Like
Yeah,
I
no.
like I say, I think that it like it kind of just like the terror and the dread and whatnot is supposed to like come slightly as a result of whatever is hunting people, but more so as a result of like if you were in this situation,
The
like
paranoia
you know what
behind
I'm
it.
saying, like yeah, well, not even paranoia, just like the you're losing your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers go through like all the stages of grief within this movie, right? Like they go out there, You know what I'm saying? At first it's denial, then they're bargaining, you know, etc. It leads to the point of acceptance. Like they freak out, you know, on each other, start yelling in the woods, just singing bullshit, laughing, or, you know, all type
You
of
know,
like
we watched them
bullshit through that,
fucking lose
bro.
their minds at the time at
You
the
know?
very end.
And then they finally just like realize that,
uh,
like, okay, like I'm not getting out of this.
My bad, Black
You
Roots.
know?
not glad.
You about to say something, Roots? Oh, okay. Pulos, I was just wondering, like, so this is a found footage movie, right? That's what it's supposed to convey, right? Just as far as this movie is trying to be found footage, do you think that they portrayed that well?
Yeah, I think they portrayed that absolutely well. Like that's probably the best shit they did.
So
It
so
even
you
looks
agree?
shitty, like
Yeah.
it even looks like a shitty ass recording. So yeah, they did that shit perfect.
The only thing that you can really question is like it all being edited together. You feel me? Like, you know, like the
No,
cuts
it was
and the
compiled by
fucking
whoever discovered it, right? They probably took the drives out and then just made it into a cohesive whole, right?
that's just like, I don't know. Like I understand why they had to do that, but I just think that's kind of strange because that just like means that some fucking weird sick sociopath took this shit and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna cut this bitch and then make it a movie." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
exactly. But it's not even making it a
No.
movie. It's literally just giving lost footage. Remember, we're watching this as a movie because it was published as a movie. But what it's really supposed to be is stuck together all these like different recordings that they took for their project, right? So I think that this movie did a really good job of like creating like that whole scene, like the way that they're acting and everything. One thing you notice, like very subtle, is like the way that they talk. Because when movie actors talk, typically they say their line exactly perfectly with the perfect vocal inflection, such and
Mhm.
such. But these motherfuckers were talking like we talk in
Like
Discord,
regular. Yeah.
stumbling over their words, you know, having to think for a second
That's
before they
dope.
spoke. There wasn't a lot of like real
And
like
also, it got
yeah.
to the point where motherfuckers were like, "Hey, bro, cut the fucking camera off." You feel me? Like, get this shit the fuck out of here. So, like, wasn't, you know, like they in a real movie, you know, they never addressed the camera in itself. But here
Right.
it's like, bro, like this ain't no fucking movie. Like, we really finna die type shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's one thing. That's one
yeah.
thing that they never actually address in like Paranormal Activity. Like
And that's
niggas
cap.
just running
Not
around
true.
with the. Well, I don't remember seeing the niggas running.
They say that in
Like
damn near every one of them. Turn the fucking camera off, Mika. They say it in every one of them.
that nigga quoted a line. That's crazy.
Seen the movie
He
50
definitely
times.
remember Mika.
But look. So I wanted to get into. First, I wanted to get into the quote unquote spooky parts, and then I want to get into the dumb shit because there's a lot of
Yeah, I'm
dumb
about
shit.
to say, I think you had something to say about one of the characters.
Oh, Heather's a fucking bitch.
Hey, hold on. Before I'm about to wait, hold on. We about to.
Yeah,
I'm
I have
about
a
to let
lot of
Black.
reason
Hold
to
on,
be mad with
hold on,
Heather.
Luna. Hold on. Right, so Roots is about to get his ISO. He's about to air his grievances. I want to get his disclaimer before he starts. We love women on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like we support
Most
women.
definitely.
There are going to be some very non-friendly women statements following. They do not reflect the views of the podcast. Go ahead, Black Roots.
They might reflect the views of some of us on the podcast. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But,
Yeah, I hear there's a couple
this
that
is
are
just
women
this is
haters.
just this is just basic shit. This is just basic shit. One, I'm not following a woman through the woods. Period. No, you're not fucking leading me through a place that one I've never been, and I know for sure you have never been. Also, I'm not letting you prep for this shit because you're not gonna think of shit that we actually need.
Did they
You're gonna
know
think
that
of shit
she hadn't
you
been
need.
there though?
I would assume that they knew this shit.
I
Like
thought
you
that
just
like that was
so
part of like the conflict was they was like, you said you knew this.
Nah,
Like,
she
you said
read
you
up
well,
knew
she
about
this.
the
said
place and
said
said she
that
had a
she
map
read a
of it.
route. Right. She scouted it out. So you got to think this is back in the 90s where fucking GPS were first just like kind of
You had to
starting
still
to get
print
popping
out the
like that.
maps on paper.
Right. You had to
and
print
shit.
out the fucking map. You had to bring a fucking Sharpie or a marker pencil, whatever the fuck, to like map your shit out and whatnot, in which they didn't even fucking do that. That map was blank as a bitch. But you know, there was a lot of prep shit that goes into this shit, which I don't think they prep for at all. Like usually when you see like hiking clips or videos or something, there's something relevant to the trip that you're going to be taking on your feet. I didn't see no extra clothes, which
You're lagging, Roots. Get it back. We'll wait.
He in hell, bro. Somebody else go.
Hey, bro, that Blair Witch got on his ass. That motherfucker pulled up and hit Roots over the head with a brick. Like, Oh
You
yeah,
should
yeah, ain't that scary, huh? Roots.
you
What?
should have kept looking in the corner, nigga. Fuck wrong with you.
That's scary, huh? You thought I
Everybody
was
said,
playing when I put those
Roots,
rocks on your front step,
Roots.
son.
Like, hey, guess what? A tooth in a t-shirt, bitch. Like
Oh man.
that shit.
All
But
right,
yeah,
I can hear y'all. Am I good?
there you go. Yeah,
All right,
continue. Root. You're not following a woman through
But
the woods.
yeah, I'm definitely not following a woman through the woods. I'm definitely not letting her prepare for the fucking trip for the all of us. Like, no, like she's not making the fucking list of shit that we fucking need. Also, Mikey, he was cool. I was cool with him because he was the first one to press the shit. Like, hey, I don't think we going the right way. We might be lost out this bitch. And he started pressing Heather a little bit, and the nigga Josh was like, stepped in.
He
He was like,
might have
no,
been
let's
my
not
least
argue.
favorite
All this shit.
character.
And then he did the fuck shit with, I kicked the map. That was so funny, bitch. They really should have beat his ass in that motherfucking woods. Like,
They
he
really
needed
should
ass
have,
for
yo.
that shit.
I feel
They
like
should
he
have,
was my
son.
least favorite character in this movie, low key. Like I feel like
Hey,
that
because you
Heather.
know what? If they turned on him and the Blair Witch started using his voice to manipulate them, they would have been like, good. That nigga, fuck that
Fuck
nigga,
him.
bro.
Well,
Fuck him.
like
We just
I'll
met
let
this
you
nigga
finish,
anyway.
explain that shit. Well, no, I thought they just met Josh.
Nah, they knew Josh. They had just met Mike. They picked Mike up from his mom's house and shit.
Oh, okay.
But like Josh knew him a little bit and thought that he was good for the project because he had some background in I don't know, audio or some shit. But back to Heather, dumbass. You can tell when a woman is bullshitting, bro. You can tell when a woman is bullshitting. So there's no fucking way they let her lie for 2 days straight before they actually really get the pressing her on where the fuck we at and where we going.
The thing is, these guys have far out interests, yo. To want to document something like this that's really sketchy and go into remote like places where it's not connected to society, like for the sake of it, that's already like asking for a lot. But
Well,
those
they're
two
film
dudes,
students, Luno. Not only did
those
they do this wasn't an interest even. They did this for school. Like
yeah,
what?
but no, you have to be interested in the shit too. Because like, look, you're assigned it for a school project. You could have really went into town and been like, "Hey, what's the history of this bakery
Well,
or some
brother,
shit?"
I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is, do you know how insane you gotta be to go out in the fucking woods
You
that
don't
you've
have to be
never been
insane,
to for a
She,
KTL.
school for a
You
she,
just have
no,
to
college
be
you can
white.
go
project?
camping. You can go
You just
camping.
have
You
to be
just be
white.
smart. Yeah, no, just be smart. Like, if you're gonna go camping, know how to fucking go camping, and don't go
Roots,
somewhere
I'm
where it's not
never
a
for
proper
a
place.
college project. I'm never going out trying to find where they killed kids and shit in the woods, bro. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
KTL,
the
going.
shit was.
you only like half white, like the racist part, but like the other half, you pretty much a nigga.
Hey man, I
But
really appreciate that.
No, relax, yo. So this chick convinced all of them to do this shit more or less, yo. And she even admitted that in her little soliloquy in front of the camera. But yo, honestly,
Too
son,
late then, bitch.
honestly though,
right.
yo, this movie's an hour 20. 20 minutes of it was really just them getting there and doing their first shoots and stuff like that. It wasn't much there in the way of Easter eggs. I mean, the interviews were supposed to set the stage, right? They talk about the story of the dude who lived in the woods and like murdered the kids and shit, had one stand in the corner and shit. That's obviously to foreshadow the end. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. It was just yeah, right. It's just foreshadowing for somebody standing in the corner at the last scene or whatever. But the interview set the stage. I mean, honestly, like they were literal interviews with random people. A lot of them. Some of them were planned actors, but a lot of them weren't. And the actual actors themselves didn't know which one it was.
So
Yeah, so it was a pretty cool like feature of the movie and shit. But they did give the necessary
hold up.
background.
Before you continue with that, did anybody else peep the baby?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Nigga,
I did.
That was
babies,
cool.
bro. I always say this shit. Babies and dogs be knowing shit, bro. I don't know what that fucking link to the spiritual realm that they be having, but they be knowing shit, bro. That baby was trying to tell his mom, "Shut the fuck up, stop speaking on shit you barely know about."
Like all right, so first things first, like I
That's
say,
a good ass point. That was a great scene. Sorry
I
about that. I
think
just think that the baby like putting the hand over when she started talking about Blair Witch goes right into the theme. That was actually really well
Right.
done. Roots is right.
yeah, like it it gives you a sense of dread. You never see the big bad in this movie, so you don't know if
Right.
it's a person, if it's a demon, if it's a monster. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck it is, but I think that like gives you a good sense of dread. Like, oh shit, maybe this is like some fucked up shit. But right, so yes, I agree that Heather is a fucking idiot. This stupid
Yep.
ass motherfucker. I'm gonna refrain from, people say I say bitch too much. I promise I don't mean it, ladies. I just don't know all your names.
Yeah, I just say bitch
But
around with guys. It's not how I
you
really
know,
feel. I mean,
yeah,
Hey,
like,
I mean,
but
you would be
this
accurate by calling
this this irrational human being, right, went out there with out of plan, and got they ass lost in the woods, right? And for all intents and purposes, maybe she could have got them back to where the fuck they were at. But the problem
bullshit.
was that instead of taking responsibility for the actions that she did a common argument tactic where when people are losing an argument, they stop arguing the point and they
Mm-hmm.
just begin answering questions with questions.
oh, like
They
KTL.
they try to deflect from things of that nature. Motherfuckers are just out here doing stupid shit, bro. They don't want to
Well,
be wrong.
the
Bitch, I
word that
die.
you the
You
word
better
that
be
you
wrong.
the word that you meant to say instead of responsibility is accountability, and we all know females don't like that at all.
Now, what I will
they're
say
allergic to that shit.
is that Mike was a dickhead to me. Like, he was my
Yes.
least favorite character in the movie. Like, he pressed the issue early, but I was like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, y'all not even in the thick of the shit yet. I don't know. Like, you out here tripped the fuck out, bro.
Yeah,
What I
I
want to know
mean,
is, like, they appeased his bitch ass. They gave him the map and whatnot. He sat there, looked at it, and said, "Oh shit, I don't really know how to read this motherfucker. You useless
Well,
son of a bitch. You made all this big deal. They let you see the map, and now you ain't able to help nothing. Then later
see,
on,
the
you
thing
kicked
is,
the fucking map in the river because you didn't know how to read the bitch. Yeah, we're already lost, but goddamn, like, do we have a chance of getting out?
the
Like,
kicking the map was absolutely useless and it was fucking stupid.
and he
However,
waited till
he
way
did
later to
take,
say that he did it. Like,
of
he let
course,
these folks yell at each other about who had the map and shit. You
and
know
he
what I'm
was
saying?
giggling about that shit the whole
Bro,
time.
she in there getting in her feelings because you're laughing at me because my shoes are wet and all this shit. Like, just
Fucking pussy, but
dumbassery.
bro, fucking that shit. I think that shit may have pissed me off more than the lack of accountability. You just spent time laughing at Mike or Josh or whoever the fuck that it was.
What happened to him?
Josh. He was fucking walking a log shit, slipped, both of his feet got in the water. She laughed. Oh, that's funny. Oh, your shit's gonna be wet. Da, da, da.
and then when she
Same
got
thing
wet,
happens to
everybody was
her.
going
They laugh at
crazy.
her, and she's like, "I don't think it's that funny. You're being mean, and now my feet are gonna be bitch. Fuck you. You
Well, that
just fucking laughed
motherfucker,
at me.
they
Now I'm
shit.
gonna
He
fucking
was
dial
like, "Hey,
at
settle
you."
down, Heather. We're trying to be cool with you, And she's like, "I don't think he's trying to be cool when you're laughing at me and his feet and whatever." What? What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
it's a bitch.
So
Man. What you
I said,
expect?
Bitch, I
hey,
got wet feet. You got wet feet. We both got wet feet.
look,
I'm about to
this
say, like,
dude,
something bad finally happened to you, and now you don't like it. That's what I don't like. Like, bad shit been happening to us forever, bro. And realistically, I'm about to let you get your point off, Luno. But dial it back. All this shit in the movie could have. Let me tell you 2 instances that could have avoided like this whole movie, right? Why are you fucking with a stack of rocks, bro? What benefit do you have, like, just fucking with some shit in nature, bro? Like, you see some shit that probably was not,
Difference between black and white people.
It's not a natural occurrence. You fucked with some shit. You explored the outer limits of the fuck around and find out graph. And now look what situation it's got you into. But I'm gonna even go for the cheat code, right? I looked on the little flyers and shit. It's supposed to be a 22, 23, and 24-year-old adult, right? I understand they're white film students, right? But let me tell you something, bro. Maybe not this entire movie, but I guarantee this movie has a different ending. None of y'all have a gun. You're going out in the woods. There's
college
animals
students.
and some
There's college
type of
students.
fucked up. Boy, I'm bringing a Glock. I might have to fight a bear.
Also,
Like,
you're
what?
from Texas, KTL. That you have a completely different look at
never
this
mind.
shit.
They was
That
out
Glock
there.
might not work on a bear.
Hey, Art, that's your people.
That's
They
a
was out
fact.
there
Them
in
niggas will eat
Maryland.
them
Y'all don't
shits.
be having them bitches out there. Like,
Shout out Art, man.
I'm just saying, bro. This shit was out in Maryland. Like,
I'm from Baltimore, bro. I'm not from Maryland.
Talk.
well, shit.
my God.
guess I don't know
You're
how
right.
that shit goes, bro. I'm from a state the size of the U.S.
But yeah, these are fucking college students, bro. College students are not carrying around weapons at all, not even a
They
fucking
get you a
pocket knife.
gun.
Also, they're fucking film students, which is like the softest of all college students. So I mean, they were out bad the moment that they stepped off campus. So I mean,
Look, man, look.
They didn't form a
different in that area.
I
contingency
think
plan.
However,
all horror
I'm sorry.
movies have
However,
in
real
common
quick,
that people do dumb shit.
However, I did want to point out the rock shit. I did this for the first time because I usually don't do this while watching movies. I actually looked up the pile of rock shit. When Heather was like, "What was lady saying about?" And I couldn't get it in about
You lagging
about
like a
Breaking up,
bitch,
brother.
boy.
You're breaking up. Get your Wi-Fi together, man.
You weefy.
No, Wi-Fi.
shit is annoying.
There you go.
Is it cool? All right, bet.
Let's try it again.
But I looked it up and it was interpreted as the Blair Witch actually giving them fair warning to, stop fucking around in my territory type shit.
Yes.
And when he knocked the shit over, he was like, oh, you think I'm playing? You think I'm some soft ass bitch out here? All right, bet. And that's why she turned up on they dumb ass.
I don't know if y'all had a similar experience, right? But like in the first couple nights or whatever, where it's supposed to be like I never really could hear nothing, bro. They were supposedly hearing shit. I was having trouble hearing anything like
so I was
laughing
actually
or
watching
scratching or any of that. I'm like, bro, I can't even hear this shit. Like,
so I'll run it down for you real quick. So while every night that this happened, and it got worse as it went on. But the first night, it sounded like it was steps because I was actually watching this through my PlayStation, and I had headphones plugged up to my controller and shit, so I could hear everything. But it sounded like big ass steps. But what it turned out to be was those pile of rocks being moved in front of their into their area. It kind of sounded like, when you think about it, it sounded like somebody was taking like a bucket of rocks and pouring them into a pile.
that
it was loud as a bitch.
Sound whore in the Blair Witch.
Yeah, I think it was definitely an environmental sound at the beginning, something knocking or like walking.
I was just more so asking if like y'all had trouble hearing that shit too, or like what?
Well, at first I wasn't clear what they were calling out because I thought the background sound was ambiance, but that was supposed to be interpreted as some other thing making a noise besides the outdoors. Like, so I just figure, yeah, okay. At first they hear some knocking, and then it progresses, and then they hear the voices and shit. That's the major.
I think just like not being able to clearly hear shit and even not being able to clearly see certain shit that's supposed to add to the sound.
Most definitely.
Because you're not supposed to see everything perfectly in a crappy ass.
I want to tell a story real quick. So of course y'all know I'm a soldier. We do field exercises where we'll be out in the field for like 2 to 3
ran
weeks.
Into a Blair Witch out there, bro?
Nah, so I'm in my tent. I'm trying to go to sleep and shit. And it's a loud ass bird, like just making an obscene amount of noise. And it's like the weirdest fucking I've never heard a bird make this fucking sound. And it was so fucking annoying. And this was like the second week or like the third day of the second week. Like I was ready to go home. And I'm trying to fucking sleep. And this bird just keeps making noise. I literally spent an hour trying to figure out exactly where the shit was. I grabbed a pile of rocks and just chucked them bitches, and I heard it flew off, and I fucking went to sleep after that. So I know like I could actually do something about that. I'm not staying in this situation here. Like this dumb bitch, I want to get it all on film. I want to get it all on sound. Da-da-da. Bitch, close the fucking tent. It's pitch black out here. You can't see shit. I can't see shit. I can barely see you. Why the fuck is your dumb ass crawling on hands and knees trying to get this damn sound?
Bro.
And on top of that, bro, they open it up every time this shit happens, yo. They yell out, "Hello, hello!"
Screaming out into the dark.
Why are you telling them where we at, bro?
Right, the trope of white.
Like, do you expect why do you expect somebody to say, "Huh, yeah, what's up?" Like, that's not gonna happen in the woods.
Yeah, we're over here.
Bro, the trope of white people isms happens a lot in horror movies, and a decent bit of the time I kind of think like it's overblown. But the most white person-ish shit in this movie, right, is the entirety like of like the experience. Motherfuckers are literally being led to their death. This bitch just will not put the camera down. Just no, at no point during the, and then Josh got on that bitch ass behind that shit.
That shit was
He put
hilarious.
that bitch up against that tree. He told that bitch, he said, all right, so here's your motivation. We've been walking around the woods for 3 fucking days with heavy ass shit on our back. We're being hunted by God only knows what. We're gonna die out here. We can't figure out a way. We made it back to where the fuck we started at. That's your motivation. Go.
No,
That
no,
bitch
no,
said,
no,
will
no,
you
no, no,
please
no,
turn the
no,
camera off? He said,
no.
you think we'll write us a happy ending together?
You gotta talk about the intensity of that. First of all, he was super fire on that shit. That nigga said, we've been walking around for 3 days and nobody's gonna help us. We can't find where the fuck we're going and nobody's gonna help us. We keep hearing shit in the woods and we can't see what the fuck is going on. Also, nobody's gonna help us. This nigga kept saying shit and then coming back to the no one is going to help us. And
Whole
this is
time
your
that bitch
fault,
is like, will you
and no one
please,
is gonna help
can
us.
you please stop? Mike's over there like, all right, man, she's had enough. He was like, no, she wants to film some shit. Let's film some shit.
Yeah, you like having this motherfucking camera so goddamn much. Get on camera, bitch.
He told that bitch, he was like, I see why you like this camera so much. It's not reality. It's like a warped reality. You can pretend shit's not really happening the way that it is.
I'm not gonna lie, he probably had some of the best monologues throughout this shit. Even the with him calling out
That's
in the
because he
distance
was,
that
like
night
I
while he was
say, I
getting his
thought,
teeth
like,
fucking pulled.
I was mistaken. I thought, like wasn't fully paying attention in the beginning. I thought they had, I thought that she was friends with Mike and they went and picked this dude up. I was like, okay, so this guy is just like a tag on. He's like, look, I don't really know y'all folks, and like this shit is really fucking stupid. Can we do some logical shit real quick? You know what I'm saying?
Which
Like he was the only
that's
one who
kind of
actually
why
kind of wanted to do that shit. And they never gave him the map, never gave him the compass, none of that, bro. Like,
it's kind of why I understand Mike's character a little bit, just because like I don't know y'all that well, and I'm in an unfamiliar territory. I'm gonna fucking freak out, and I don't trust y'all for shit because y'all brought me here. Now, yes, I'm a grown man. I make my own decisions. I decided to come out here, but I didn't know it was gonna be this shit. Also, I didn't know this bitch was gonna be this dumb.
well, regardless of like any of that, like, all right, we're in the shit now. Can you give me an opportunity to try to get us out of this shit? Right? We did what you was trying to do, and it didn't work. We can't get much more fucked than we are now. Can you please, please let me try to get us out of here? Like,
Yeah, no, I definitely.
at that point, it's just
The
an
movie
ego
goes
thing.
differently. The movie goes differently if Josh is more assertive in trying to lead them out of this shit instead of, all right, Heather, go ahead. All right, we're gonna follow you. All right,
It's
all right,
it's
Heather,
hard
we're
to
gonna
say.
trust you.
It's hard to say, right? Because I mean, Heather, like they trusted Heather for a really long time, yo. You're telling me that they walked like 2 hours in an indefinite direction? Like, damn, bro.
I
And they
don't.
just picked they picked. It was like, we're gonna go left or right. All right, we're gonna
Black
go
Roots,
left. We're
this
just
might
gonna keep
sound
going left.
naive, and maybe I should have a better sense of direction. But if I have a map and it's somewhere where I've never been, I don't have Google Maps or anything, I'm gonna look at the map as I'm moving, and have the compass out too.
I was about to say,
Literally, yo.
regardless of any of that, right? Like, I feel as though, right, if I have this compass and I know, like, okay, we started here from where the car is, this is where we're going. You know what I'm saying? I look at the direction of whatever, and we consistently go in this direction. I will have a fucking memory in my mind of, okay, this is the direction we went. So when it is time to circumvent everything and return back from whence I came, I feel like I can just, I will remember, okay, if I was going north, I go south and it should get me back. Maybe I
Look,
won't make it,
we
but
could
I
pin
feel
all
like
day
that's a
that they're
better
unprepared.
idea.
We know
I
they're
don't think they
unprepared.
were in a fucking mirage. I think that they just like, it wasn't an endless loop. They
I
didn't
kind of
end up
It's
disagree.
back
not an
where they,
endless loop. They just walked indefinitely. Sometimes they
well,
hit
so like
rivers. Sometimes they hit
I'm
hard
about to say
stuff.
that river like thing with the log is a bit ambiguous where they're like, oh no, like we ended up back where we started. And I'm like, that's kind of a good thing because that was towards the start of the journey. Low
I
key, if
feel
you
like
can remember how you
No,
got
no, no,
there,
no,
you're
no, no,
almost
no, no.
out. Like,
No, 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 no. See,
I
you
kind of
don't
agree with
understand.
that though.
That specific day, they ended up starting crossing the river on that log.
no,
They
that was the
walked
day
for 2 to
before.
3 hours. No, no, no. That was the same day. I promise you that was the same day. They walked for 2 to 3 hours and ended up the exact same spot that they started at the beginning of that day. after already thinking that they were lost the day before.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it wasn't the
don't-
beginning of that, like the whole journey. It was like after they'd established that they were like close, and then they had to just like walk in this direction or whatever, to get there.
My
Yeah,
question too is like how right. Like I say, I don't know much about the landscape of Maryland, but like, how big could this forest possibly be? If you've walked 3 days and you've never reached an outskirt in
But
any
that's what
direction,
I was
like,
about to say though. This, as far as like when you said it's not a mirage, it could be. Like you were forgetting, they dealing with a witch, so she could just be fucking with him and
well,
just
but
have him on
that's
a loop.
not like fully like that's like
she's called a
ambiguous. I
witch,
feel
or
like I
yeah,
don't.
she's called a witch in part because like some of this movie's influenced by the Salem witch trials for the lore. Like a witch was just a woman who was persecuted by the church and shit because
Well,
they
but
were
it
seen
might
as
have been a
practicing some
man
bad
though,
shit.
Luno.
That
We
bitch
don't.
learn how to read a sentence. They gonna say she a witch, like back in the day.
That's a fact.
KTL, that's a good point
Yeah,
because
if
simultaneously,
she knew how to
remember,
swim,
Because
they was
the
gonna burn her
story
for being a
about the
witch.
kids in the corner was a man. Like he was the
yeah,
one like
exactly.
putting them kids and killing them.
Right, but the thing is that the form that the Blair Witch takes is ostensibly female, according to Mary, the one that they
How come they
interviewed
ain't
at the
run it?
house.
How come they ain't run into no animals in that big ass
I
forest?
was
That's
gonna,
what I
I was gonna say
said.
that same shit,
Bro, I
bro.
got.
Because the
I
Blair
mean, they
Witch
saw
run
an
around
animal, it was just
killing
dead,
them
right?
I live in Baltimore City and we got deers and shit. Like I can walk around the corner
Well, that's
to a
not
forest and
Maryland.
got deer.
Hold on. You know why there were no animals? Because animals are somewhat smart a little bit. They know where they're not supposed
You
to
not
fucking
finna
be at.
pull the
Them
animals
hoes
are
are not
smarter than
smart.
white people card, are you?
Yes, I am.
Jesus
I firmly
Christ.
believe that some animals are definitely smarter than white people, especially these white people.
Animals stupid as hell.
Yeah, but that being said, though, maybe it's the case that the witch just killed all of them.
Well,
I don't know.
She's
She
been
might
out there
even
since
eat 'em.
1800. She might just really just kill the motherfuckers just for fun.
Pull
Clearly, that's
said
what you
if
do
a
with
bitch
people.
learn how to read a sentence, they gonna call her a witch.
Hey, yeah,
Oh,
they
that
gonna
shit was
stone her
hilarious.
goofy ass.
No, that no, like, but that maybe not that necessarily. Like it definitely was that. No, like it. No, like it. That type of shit did happen. But like I'm not joking, bro. Like if a bitch like back in the 1800s knew how to start a fire or something
Oh,
with
she
some
out of there.
sticks, like that whole is getting buried,
Burn
bro.
her.
They would literally tie some rocks to that hoe and throw her in a lake, bro. Like that shit was sick.
That's
They
fucked up,
that would
man.
and the worst part, bro, like of
Hold
that
up.
whole
I'm
shit.
sorry. Just
Hold
hold on real
on.
quick.
The worst part of that whole shit was their determinant test of witchcraft. They said
Yep.
if she gets out the water,
she floats, she's a
If
witch.
she don't, she not a witch. Bro, like what? You just killing folks. Like
Yep.
y'all just murdering people.
Listen. PSA to all them women out there that think y'all persecuted now. Yeah, get a time machine, go back to the fucking
I ain't-
1700s and see how well you
I ain't
fare
gonna
out.
lie, bro. That, like I seen a tweet that a motherfucker said at one point, like a bitch had said something stupid. A motherfucker quoted that bitch and said, "I wish this was 1800 so I could accuse you of being a witch." But no, bro. Like what I want to know is like back in the day when that was like the test. What are you gonna do if that bitch come flying up out the water? What is your next plan? Like
Stone her again.
clearly you done fucked around with some shit that you was not well prepared enough to deal with. So like if that bitch is a witch, what are you gonna do about it?
Not a goddamn
For
thing.
real,
Get some
she'll
more
body
rocks,
him.
rope and shit.
But
She gonna turn them into twigs.
that bro, like I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm a grown ass man. But like I did not feel fear in my heart whenever they ran up on these different assortments of sticks and trees and
like I
shit,
said,
bro. Like
Yeah,
they're
it's
like
not.
leave
It's
that
not
shit
really
alone.
about.
They're like it's supposed to be a whole
You
lot
got
of
a
fear,
little
bro.
mic. Pause, Art. Niggas can't hear you.
Bro, they're
Wow.
just
Why?
sticks, bro.
There's
bad,
a
bro.
nigga named Mike.
No, I was about to say, cause anybody know the budget of the movie?
I remember Luno
$1
said it
billion.
last week.
60,000.
I know most of it
What?
was on.
60,000.
That's
Most
it.
of that was on. Most
Yes,
of that was
that's
on.
it. Well, if you saw the movie that
Most
we
of that was
saw.
on
Yeah, you're right.
marketing though.
That shit looked like
Yep.
it could have been
I'm
6,000.
about to say, Puos, their fucking
That's why I
props
said,
were
bro, we could make this movie right now on our cell phone.
Puos, their props were sticks and rocks in a tent, bro. Like
Yeah, they didn't spend a whole lot of money on this shit.
there was not a single clean shit in here except for a dilapidated house. That was like
They might have found that bitch like that.
I know they did. They went in the forest, found a cabin that was fucked it off a little bit more, and then said, "Hey, we can shoot a crazy scene in here."
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, go stand in the corner, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Mike.
most of it was based on the marketing. Like it was towards the marketing of the movie. That's
bro,
what
they
most of that
did.
budget.
They went national with the marketing. That shit had over. I looked up the number. I want to say they said like 160 million views when it was all said and done on the site.
Shit.
Some crazy shit
Crazy.
like that.
I wanted to get into one of the other spooky, scenes when they're in the tent and the fucking kids are outside like laughing and shit, and they run up playing and shit, ruffling up the fucking tent.
That's when they
Fucking
ran out
terrifying.
there and hid in the fucking forest till the
Which
dawn.
I can't blame them for that, because what do you
I
fucking
think
do?
that's an effective
You got a
solution.
bunch of fucking random ass sounding like kids in the fucking pitch black forest, and now they just decide that they want to use your tent as a fucking beach ball. Like,
I didn't know
now
what
what?
that was, bro. Like I couldn't really fully hear the sound, but I'm saying like they
Oh,
ran out
trust me,
there and
KT,
cut
that
the
was creepy
lights
as a
off.
bitch.
Bro, they had the lights cut off, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, like we some shit is after us, can't have the light on. They ran out there and just sat in the darkness, and it's just the audio. I think that's very effective, because I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
like a lot of us stay in, city areas and whatnot primarily. So I don't know if you ever been out in the country or in a forest or something. When it's dark, it is dark, bro. You
Yeah,
can't
there's
see
no
your
light.
hand in front of your face type dark. So that level, that is something that could probably induce a motherfucking anxiety. If there's some shit fucking with you and you can't see nothing, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta sit in the woods and hope that it don't catch you. Like that shit, I think that was well done.
Nah, fucking terrifying, bro. Like my parents moved out. Well, we all moved out to the country. I think I was in like the 11th grade or some shit like that. And it was that dark. We only had one street light on. It was in a little cul-de-sac area. We only had one street light, and we was like right next to the street that leads out there.
Mm-hmm.
That was like at our backyard. So that was actually my comfort, like hearing fucking trucks and shit drive by. Like that was my comfort, because if it was just dark out that bitch and like quiet, that my paranoia and anxiety is kicking my ass at that point.
Hey, Puos,
You're
I got a question, bro.
what up?
So, like, all right, you ain't getting put in a saw trap.
No way.
You ain't getting killed by Jason.
I ain't never said that.
You said you wouldn't have been in that situation.
Yeah, because he would have ran. He said he was gonna run.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's
if
what I'm saying.
I'm at Crystal Lake, I might get killed by Jason.
Okay, so my question is, like, are you getting smoked by the Blair Witch?
No.
Why?
I'm
'Cause
not.
you're not gonna be in the forest.
You know better than that. The fuck I'm
Yeah.
going in the woods looking for it for?
What if you
Yeah,
was out
facts.
there like following a bad white bitch?
Oh, that'll never happen.
Damn.
You
Bitch
see
want me to
that-
go in
that-
the
see
woods
that-
so I can fuck this hoe? Oh
Nope.
no, sir.
Hell yeah,
You
bro.
can find
ain't
somebody
never,
else.
Yeah.
Hey, Puos, you ain't never had sex with a bitch while camping?
Nigga, I ain't never camped before.
It's fucking intense.
That was dope.
That's
Thanks, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It was ass, but it
Thank
was
you,
dope.
Roots.
It was
It was
I
dope.
saw-
Yeah, it
I
was
saw
dope,
my
but it was
shot
ass.
and I had to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
right. It was
I
dope,
hate
but it was
you
ass
so
though, right?
much. I fucking
I saw
hate you.
my shot and I took it. Bing,
Big
bang,
ass round.
pow,
That's
got
not-
He set that shit up the whole. He's ass. That was a 2-minute setup to
He
intend.
think
That was
I
ass.
plotted that whole out. Like,
That was ass.
hey,
Nah,
Puos,
he wrote
right
that.
As, right
He
as
wrote
you
that.
said, right as you said, I gotta take her out to the woods. Fuck, I said I got him. Like,
Fuck out of here. You've been writing that for 3
said I
weeks.
got one. Like,
Hey,
That
yo,
was ass,
Yeah.
man. Get
I
out
would
of
say,
Nah, he told Luno to pick this movie so he could say that joke.
yeah, it's all. Hey, it's all what that shit called whenever motherfuckers be like subliminally, making sure that folks do shit in their life. Like it's all been leading to this. Like,
For a
I'm
whole
gonna
50
say,
episodes, he been waiting.
yeah, I'm
for
about
that
to say
just
50
one moment.
episodes. Hey, it took me almost a year, but I finally accomplished my goal, man.
Man, it
All
worked
right,
though,
All right,
man.
we
Good
can
shit.
call it a wrap on the podcast.
I like the casting of this movie too. Like it was just
Shut the
like,
fuck up, Art. I just landed
oh
a
yeah, the
haymaker.
joke, yo,
Like,
Damn, how you gonna be rude to art, bro?
yeah, bro.
I've been rude
He
to Art
need
all
his
day.
praise.
I was
Thank each
giving
other.
you.
Art been
Respect
talking
Art.
crazy all day.
Let's go.
Go ahead, Art. Talk about the cast of this movie. Oh,
I
don't get
said
quiet now.
no,
Like-
I was letting you have your moment, bro.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I like the fact that the cast was like just normal looking people. Like the girl wasn't a conventionally attractive woman. Like if they did this movie today, fucking Jenna Ortega or somebody would be in this bitch.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely have a bad
They
bitch.
did one in 2016, but I don't know who the cast was.
She ain't
Yeah,
shit.
probably a bunch of fake model bitches. But no, this was like it added to the reality of the movie though. So I like that.
Yeah, because there ain't no dolled up ass bitch ain't going to the fucking
Well,
woods
regardless
to
of
fucking
any of
walk
that, I
around
just
and
really
I
record.
mean,
bought.
that's every Jason Voorhees movie though. A bunch of bad
I
Yeah,
just
you're right.
really bought the fact that these could all be like college ass students. You feel me? Like motherfuckers was really just out here filming shit. I can believe that shit with these motherfuckers. Josh looked like he just a film behind the camera type motherfucker.
Yeah, with the
Feel me?
fucking
That bitch.
ponytail and shit.
Yeah, that bitch looked like she walk up to you with a fucking back then a tape recorder. You feel me? And like try to
Just
interview
start asking you questions on campus for no fucking reason.
That bitch got nose hairs.
Everybody got nose hairs, bro.
But damn,
I did. Though you didn't fuck with it, I did fuck with it. Just
They was definitely right up that bitch
super
nostrils.
fucking close fucking confessional where you could see the eyes watering and tearing up and shit. And I fucked with that.
Ain't it like
I
a
think the
scary
quantity
movie?
of
Don't they
tears
got
was
like a
helping.
scene like this?
I just recently watched that. That's the crazy part.
That scary movie scene?
Yeah,
That shit was disgusting. Like that bitch
What?
had boogers all in the shit.
that was disgusting. I also
What are
had
you
a
talking about?
Mandela. I had
Oh,
a
scary movie.
Mandela effects moment about this movie too. I thought that scene when she was close up when I first watched it. I thought that was the last scene in the movie, and there was a whole other shit after that. I don't remember. I ain't remember all that extra shit happened with the nigga facing the wall and all that shit until just now.
All right, so let's give our theories. Like given that there was like a certain level of ambiguity designed built into this movie, what do y'all think the end was? Like, what do y'all think actually happened?
She
What do you
smoked
think
they
the
dumbass.
No, but like, what do you think it was?
It was
They
probably
used-
exactly what
they
the
used
fuck
this-
Mary was talking about earlier.
They used Josh's voice to taunt them upstairs. When they
Yes.
separated, they bodied bro first, and then she got walked down under the
But do
influence
you
of the
like
witch.
okay? So do you think like that Josh voice thing? You think that was like it could have been like a monster that's able to mimic a voice, or it could have been some weird like witchcraft shit. Reanimate a motherfucker and make them talk, etc. Like, what do y'all think the fucking thing was?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the fuck it was. I think this is an actual fucking demonized witch that has been doing this shit for fucking centuries. And some dumbass white kids decided to poke around in her territory and she fucked them off.
I think I'm of the opinion that like what that motherfucker said in the beginning was true. I think there's probably this old weird fucking hermit out there in the woods, and he was like, he kept. I don't think he really killed Josh. I think he had that motherfucker held captive. Josh heard some shit ruffling around, and started trying to call out for some help. They ran in there, and I think that he just smoked the fuck out of them. Now, I don't know what the significance of the corner thing was beyond like fear or a trance of some sort, but like I think that Buddy was just there and he got active, just hit that bitch over the head with a brick or something,
Yeah, no. Again, the fucking influence that Paranormal Activity got from this is very much apparent. The whole standing off in the corner. Also,
The
I don't know if
camera
y'all ever
drop.
seen it, but fucking Quarantine does a similar shit, like with
That's
their
my
very last
shit.
scene.
That's
I
literally
love
Bro, I
Quarantine.
fuck with Quarantine.
That's my
everybody
much
calls
shit,
it
bro.
footage
Paranormal
shows,
Activity, but
Cloverfield.
Quarantine
There's
is
a lot
the
of like
POV movie.
Bro, Quarantine is smoking damn near everything. That's
Quarantine
my
Like that's the
shit.
movie
bro. I
I
ain't watching
think
the
of.
movie
I ain't gonna
tomorrow.
lie to you, bro. I think I like Columbus Short and that better than fucking Stomp the Yard.
Well,
To be honest with you.
like
Columbus Short. Who the fuck is that?
That's the short black nigga from Stomp the Yard and shit.
It wasn't no
The
black.
nigga that's not
What
the nigga
black
that's not
nigga
Chris
Yeah, he
Rock.
was. He was a fucking cop. That remember the
Oh, that
little
nigga?
kid? Remember the little kid that turned into a zombie and bit the nigga?
Yeah, I
That's
know the
Columbus
cop.
Short.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
Columbus Short.
I don't think I even seen Stump the Yard, bro.
That's crazy.
You think
Bro,
I'm gonna
he,
watch some black ass shit? No, nigga.
That's not no
Yeah.
black ass shit, bro.
Oh, it definitely
Come on
is.
now.
Stump the Yard is
Chris
incredible.
Brown was in that
That's
whole
sinister
fool.
as hell.
It's fucking black fraternities doing their little step and shit.
Literally in the
Like
Corny ass shit.
I like I say, people talk about Paranormal Activity and shit. Like for me, Quarantine is the found footage POV movie that I think of at any point in time. Like, cause I remember like I was young, or I don't know how young I was. I don't know when that hell came out, but I was not a grown man. I know, and I know that like that shit kind of fucked with me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
That and fucking Cloverfield came out around the same time. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say I like those type. I like Cloverfield type of found footage films, like something that
Never
like
seen.
Cloverfield and what's it
Hey,
called?
that
Chronicle
shit dope, bro. I promise you that
and,
shit dope.
and Chronicle. Like I like those type like where so you can see something that you really really normally wouldn't see in real life through the eyes of a camera. Like I like that type of stuff.
I don't know, man. And this shit, like I feel like at least, like
That whole
I feel
was
like
in
with the
2008.
huh?
That shit came out in 2008.
See what I'm
Damn,
saying? I would have been
they
like
kind of had a small
13
budget
around.
for
I would
them
have been
too.
12, 13 around that time, bro. Like,
2008.
but that like I feel like an important thing to do in a found footage POV type of movie is to like give the sense of something that could be somewhat realistic and terrifying to the audience. And I think that that's somewhat well conveyed here. Like
Mm.
like there's like I say, I agree with how folks said there was like a lot of fluff in this movie. I feel like you know that like some of the shit, like I'm not scared of no fucking sticks, bro. I'm not scared of like
He ain't scared of no.
something setting rocks up outside my tent. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
don't know if
saying?
this is
But
really
like
an argument.
the
Like saying
actual
that it's
like,
not scary is different from saying that I had a purpose in the movie.
well, what I'm saying is like I'm not like if this is to monger fear in me, it did not work. But the actual entity, the big bad of the whole thing,
Mm.
that actually like would be something where I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why I asked Quartz. I was like, I'll
But,
probably get fucked up
but
behind this shit.
are you putting yourself in it as like? Because this is my problem. Like
You're
I'm
saying that
trying
you
to
would have never been
respect
in
it.
that situation.
No, not that. I
Oh.
don't. I wouldn't do that. I'm saying like I had a problem putting myself in 1999 when motherfuckers know like when motherfuckers don't know that it's fake. Like not even saying
Okay.
it's fake. That like these
So the
characters are
suspension of
still alive in
disbelief
real life
was the
right now.
problem.
If I never seen a found footage film and I was some fucking old ass nigga in 1999, I'd be like, oh, this the one right here. I'll probably give it
Mm-hmm.
like a fucking 9.5, but it's dated, like bro.
And yeah,
It's
and that's fair. Like I feel like I'm giving it a little bit more leeway because I know,
I
like
think we
how
should. I
where
think we
it
should.
was, like where the world was when some shit
Mm.
like this came out. I try to do that often. Like I don't just view something as I view it, but also I view it as it was intended to be viewed. I feel like so like I'm giving it some leeway, but if we're just going by for anybody that watches this, if we're going by, hey, if you watch this just to watch it in the year 2023, will it be a good movie? The answer is probably no. I'm not going to lie to you. It is okay at best, but it is not a great movie, realistically speaking. Like it has aged not horribly, but it's aged a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's only aged because of the advancement of that style.
Yeah, that's
That
why.
style has
I don't even
advanced
think it's.
so much
I
at
agree,
this
but I
point.
don't even think it's just because of that. I think it's because like the intent is to create a new form of terror. When this movie came out, like there was no shit like this, so they were trying to find new things for people to be afraid of. At this point, within the horror genre, bro, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just watched Hereditary, See No Evil, Freddy vs. Jason. That's 3 movies that have come out since this movie. There's all type of shit to be quote unquote scared of, or you know what I'm saying, within the horror genre that could fuck you up to the point where like, off-screen witch woman, you know,
Yeah.
like how scared am I of that in the year 2023?
It's also it's just like not even just Paranormal Activity, bro, but even VHS just did it so much better, bro. Like, have niggas seen VHS?
I have not. I know what you're talking about. I
The
just never
I know
watched
what
it.
you're talking about too.
the shit is so much. That shit is low key
Well,
like
see,
goated.
this is when did that come out? VHS.
I don't know when it came out, but I
about
seen
to look
it
it
in
up
like
right now.
2013.
Hey, Puos, bro, this year alone we've had a Saw
2012.
movie. This year alone we've had a Saw movie, an Exorcist movie, and a fucking
But
Evil Dead movie.
but the
You feel
difference
me?
is VHS is actually like it's a anthology. I think that's what it's called, where they show like
A
5
bunch of
different.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Like
all
Tales
found
from the
footage.
Hood.
I'm gonna check that
Everything
out.
is found footage though,
I'm gonna check that out.
and every story is better than this shit, man. I'm sorry, and
What
I
year
know
that came
that.
out?
And there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. I definitely feel like the okay, so fucking what was it? Quarantine came out 2008. Fucking Cloverfield came out same year.
When VHS
Paranormal
came out,
Activity.
Roots?
I'm getting to it.
05, right?
That VHS came out in 2012.
I'm talking about Paranormal Activity, like
No,
05 or 06.
Paranormal Activity came out 2009. I just looked it up.
Damn.
Yeah,
And then there was a fucking spree of the 5 or 6 that came after that they kept, and I don't think that they got bad. I just kind of got tired of it because I stopped watching them when it got to like next of kin or whatever the fuck with the dude.
Mm-hmm.
But with all of those coming, at the least 10 years after this movie, and then them being able to do so much with it, of course it's going to make the original thing look so much older. But I have to give credit to look at what it inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to calculate that in when I do my rating or when I look at this. Also, I have to look at it from a standpoint of not only did I not watch this in 1999, but it came out in 1999. You know what I'm saying? And it's the very first of its kind in 1999. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to think of fucking the first Dracula movie to be able to compare to fucking Blade now. Like, we're just not going to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to take that into consideration.
Yeah. So like a big debate leading into this movie within the panel was is this gonna hold up? Is it mid or not? So I think that this transitions well into the final thoughts and ratings. Who would like to go first?
I'll go ahead and go first, and then we can go from there. I think there was a couple of my notes that I meant to get off, but I didn't get a chance to. I definitely said that the ending was kind of anticlimactic. Anticlimactic. Sorry. The ending was not what I expected it to be, but again, I'm watching this from the lens of have already seen all of those other POV movies. You know what I'm saying? So, thinking about it like that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then the not seeing, I think as people, as human beings, we're more fearful of what we don't see rather than what we do see, because it leaves your mind to go as far as it can possibly go. So I see that they played off that, and I fucked with it because of that. Could it have been better? The ending, I feel like they could have stretched it out just a little bit more. Pause, but I was cool with it.
Yeah,
the dialogue was great to me, just because of, I forget who mentioned it earlier, but it didn't seem like they were acting. It seemed like they were just being. You know what I'm saying? Like they was just, these are regular people in the fucking woods losing their fucking minds. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not reading off of a script. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like they're talking, and for this to couple that with the film style, I thought that was very dope. I don't know any of these actors. I'm not about to waste my time to look them up, but I think all of them did their job very well.
Okay.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, the character, I feel like they did very well in acting this out and whatnot.
Put,
Even down
my man's Luther. What's his name? What's his name?
Luther in the building.
my fault.
What up, Luther, my boy?
I don't know if that always been Luther.
Big dog Luther, goddamn. What's happening with you? Yeah, he definitely changed this shit. I don't remember seeing that.
Picture.
Oh no. That's his picture. I remember that shit.
Hey, this shit was
Luther, bro.
Luther, Couple that with his name being Luther Johnson, this is definitely a nigga. But shout out to you, my boy. But yeah, I actually fuck with this movie. You know what I'm saying? Uh, again, I'm not gonna fuck with it as heavy as the paranormal activities, quarantines, and shit like that. But I think it stands as a example, a very great example of what can be done. And I'm glad that they took this inspiration and made what they made from it. You know what I'm saying? As far as a rating, um, not gonna go crazy. I'll say a 7.8.
Bob.
It was my turn. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought the actors, so-called actors, are really good performer. They got good performances in this one. I think that they were able to be as off guard as possible for a role like this. I thought the film style was well conveyed. It definitely looked like old ass camcorder because it was. Uh, I think that the terror of the unknown thing pretty much is what carries the movie. You hear all the legends, you hear all the stories, you don't know what the fuck it actually is, but that's why it's scary. Uh, I think that's dope. Um, I feel like it's a little bit understated how well written it is because I think that the way that they had the characters act was supposed to reflect the motifs of the myth too. For example, that when the guy in the cabin in the woods killed people, he told one of them to turn around because he didn't want to be seen. And a lot of the times, these characters were saying that they didn't want to be in the shot. Namely, Heather. Uh, Premise of the movie is that she has some sort of connection to the Blair Witch. Um, so I also thought it was like kind of interesting that she's the one who led them through the woods, gets them closer to the cabin eventually. It's just all like sort of like what's her connection. I thought that there was some interesting stuff being built up there. But yeah, one thing is entertainment value. It's not a movie that you're on the edge of your seat and loving what you're looking at, and there's graphics and there's great soundtrack and all this stuff going on to really like keep you attending to it. You have to be invested and you have to be scared to take something from this movie. It's vulnerable like that. But if you buy in, you come in with preconceptions and you're anticipating to be scared as fuck, you will be, you know? So I think the movie was effective. I think that much more has been done in the horror genre that could have made an idea like this go further. But ultimately, I see why it has its name in sort of the Hall of Fame of horror movies in general and for the found footage genre. So uh, it does all the above. It's great. But obviously, we've watched it of higher caliber. I gave this one here a 7.5.
Oh boy, it's me. Um, the legacy of this movie, in my opinion, is more so. It's less about the movie and more so about what they were able to accomplish. Right? They went in there with a creative and unique plan, at least for the time being. They went out there at a time where social media wasn't really popping. Things weren't going quote unquote viral at that point, and they went out there with a unique plan. They wanted to preserve the reality of this film that they were going to create. And I have to feel like they knew that, with $60,000 as a budget, they weren't creating, the craziest film, but it was about whether they could suspend your disbelief. And I think that they did a decent job of it. I agree with whoever said it earlier. This would have been better as a short film, possibly. I don't feel like it, if it's an hour and 10 minutes, I feel like it could have been 45 and accomplished the same thing, right? I feel like there was some pads, some filler, some fluff that was not fully necessary within this shit, right? I appreciate the performances of the actors going through, as I said, the stages of grief, showing people losing their mind. And then if you can look at it from the perspective of how you would feel in this situation, I think that you can empathize, and that's the goal of it, right? They never show you the villain, the big bad of the movie. The ambiguity is the point. You don't know exactly what you're afraid of, but they want to make you afraid of something. I think that there are things that they could have done better, but I think for what they did, they created an interesting period piece that even, another 20, 30 years, I think the people will be able to look back and appreciate it for what they've done with it. So I have to salute them for that. I don't think it stood the test of time super crazy, but I think that it's solid enough, and I can appreciate it for the art that it is through the lens of looking into the past, and as Roots said, the things that it spawned. I'm gonna give the movie a 7 out of 10, and I guess that may seem harsh, but I really like if we grade things. Sometimes we talk about whether we recommend them. I would recommend somebody watch this movie. I don't know if I would just watch it again. Maybe if I was with somebody who hadn't seen it, but like I think that it is a solid pick that you can't go wrong. I think it's something you should watch at some point in life, you know. And I guess that's about as high a compliment as you can give something.
All right, yeah. So I actually came in here expecting to hate this movie a lot more than I did, but nah, because I always thought this was just some motherfuckers playing with a camera and then just marketing it as some real shit that happened and just scamming niggas out their money. So I always thought this movie was like very very terrible when I watched it. But nah, this actually I can appreciate the writing in this shit. They definitely took their time with the acting, the writing, and like I said you could make this movie right now on your phone, but I'm talking about as far as like film quality, not as far as writing and shit. You definitely
Yo,
I don't know what happened to him.
you
His
still there,
phone
Art?
probably died. Oh, he just came back.
no. Oh, I feel me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I ain't saying all that shit again. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna give this to the 6.
Okay. Um, initial thoughts. Movies ass, man. To me personally, I wasn't feeling any of it. I was pretty fucking bored the whole time. But it's the catalyst. It's the reason why we got all of these paranormal activities, these VHSs, these quarantines. Without Blair Witch, we wouldn't have any of those. Of course, you're gonna learn how to do some shit better after you see it. Like that's clear, of course. So I gotta give it points for that. A lot of points actually, because if it wasn't for that shit, and if this was the only one, you'll get a 3, bitch ass nigga. But you're not. You're not getting a 3.
I ain't gonna lie, that might be accurate.
I respect what you did and what you've
Damn, a
done for my
three? That's ready
previous.
or not.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. I
Fuck
was
out of
gonna say that
here.
exact
Ready or
same
not,
thing.
smoking this. Get out of here. But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give it a 7 just because it predates everything, and I respect that shit, bro. So without this, we wouldn't have anything. It might not be as good as those movies, but of course, it's the first one. And if I was in 1999 and I felt like these people really went missing, I would probably be small. It probably would have shook me up a little bit.
This shit like the Run DMC of found footage movies, bro.
Pretty
Like they
much,
ask
yeah.
that you got
Run DMC, KRS-One, all that. Sorry
Rakim,
ass.
all that shit.
they rock hip
Yeah,
hop.
all them
This
sorry ass.
this is
The,
the hippie to the hip.
the
This
hippie
that
hop
shit.
niggas, yeah. All, all that shit. That's what this is, man. And we gonna respect to them niggas and respect to this movie. Your ass, but I know in 1999 you was really like that. So we give you respect. You get a 7. You get a 7.2 from me. That's it.
All right, bet, man. With all of that, the final score is a 7.06. So yeah.
It's a
Nice.
7.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I ain't wanna shave the little .06 off of there. I feel like that would be cheap a little bit. But yeah, so Art, next pick is on you, brother.
Yeah, man. So yeah, what's up, Sean, man? We going I was going to do a little palate cleanser, man. We was doing all this scary shit, man. I was going to move on to something wholesome, for us to have fun with. But I'm like, why do that? Why do that? I'm gonna stick. I'm not gonna stick to the horror, but we gonna still be psychologically fucked up and watching some fucked up people do fucked up shit. Feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
this is I think 1999. I should get these dates like no, this is 2000. Jared Leto, Marlon Wayans, Jennifer Connelly. We watching Requiem for a Dream.
Oh man, why the fuck are you
Okay.
doing this shit?
That's a fire ass movie. I don't know.
Never seen it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, I put that shit on the wrong.
Hey, Pujols. I know about
There
this.
it is.
I didn't know Jared Leto was in this. Oh god damn, how old is he?
As a bitch.
Boy, this movie 23 years old, Roots. He was just Morbius 2 years ago.
Hey, Luther,
He was just the Joker 3 years before that.
Hey, Luther, you still here, brother?
Luther
If
out there
so-
talking about he would have been out in the woods with that banger on him.
Yeah, okay. Thought he meant something else.
I knew you was gonna ask that.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, to be fair, Pujols,
He said, "I know it's a
fair.
supernatural horror
If I-
movie,
if
but
I'm-
I'm still out there with the pipe."
Yes, if I may, Pujols, right? If we are
Still out
to
there getting-
hold on, Pujols. Let me say this. If we are to, take this shit at face value and the Blair Woods is actually a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you just gotta fuck that hoe. Maybe that hoe just like
Okay.
acting out because she ain't getting no dick, her old nasty ass.
Put the bag on her head like Marlon Wayans and was it Marlon?
Scary
Requiem
movie.
for a Dream, right?
Yeah.
Scary Movie 2. That's a pretty
Oh.
good movie. You should have recommended that, Art.
Like,
No,
hey,
we
just
get-
go
we get
smack
sold-
that
we get
old
sold
nasty
by
bitch
one
on the
of the
ass. Tell her to cut that shit out.
But I really don't know. This might be crazy. We're gonna see. I might watch it tonight.
I've heard a lot about this movie. However, I know nothing about what this movie is about.
I ain't gonna
I've
lie
never
to
heard of
y'all.
this shit.
This next podcast episode is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
Casey, have you seen this shit before?
Hell yeah, like a
Jennifer
long
Connelly
ass
looked like a
time
nigga,
ago.
bro.
That's crazy.
Huh?
Nothing, bro.
All right, man. Well, that's been another
Bob
episode of
Celeste
the
movie.
Big 50. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back next week with Requiem for a Dream. Is that how you say the shit? I've always been.
Requiem.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, bet. Requiem for a Dream. We're gonna be back with that. Also, we got what's that shit called? Gen V on Monday. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back with that again. And yeah, man, like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all that pull up. We appreciate y'all that give us the views, give us the likes, and all of the things that y'all provide for us. We definitely fuck y'all that don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's fuck you until you do. Bet. Yeah.
Yo.
So we out this motherfucker, and we'll see y'all next week with Requiem. How you
Stop doing that.
Requiem for a motherfucking dream. Yeah.
Boy said Requiem. That's a dude I used to go to school with.
Yeah. Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream. When I say that
Hey,
shit,
yo.
you don't get what I mean. Something when I'm up on your screen. Podcast time, you know it's it clean. Something. Yeah, see me on the studio. Something. I don't know where I'm a studio, nigga.